Hello, I'm Chris Williams from Read Comics They're Bad For You, the name of my YouTube channel. Or if you're watching this on BitChute, the name of my BitChute channel is Comic Freak. Today we have more news from the rise of Skywalker. Apparently there's now a seizure warning going to be put in front of the movie because of scenes with strobing lights, and we'll learn all about it in this article. Star Wars Disney warns theaters of flashing light sequences, Seizure concerns for rise of Skywalker. The studio is also working with the Epilepsy Foundation to get the word out in advance of the movie's opening in 2 weeks. Disney has issued an uncommon warning to cinema owners around the globe, asking them to notify customers that certain visuals and sustained flashing light sequences in J.J. Abrams' upcoming Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker could affect those with photosensitive epilepsy. The studio has also notified the Epilepsy Foundation, which posted a similar advisory Friday morning, saying it was working in concert with Disney to provide information to its students. Now, it looks like it's clear that Disney cares about its customers, but this statement has just been made to basically head off any criticism Disney will get if they hadn't made it. If people had gotten seizures while watching The Rise of Skywalker, you can be sure it would have hit Disney hard in the pocket, so they made this statement so Disney could say it did everything it could. I know it's hard to say this about this company with no evidence, but it's what it looks like to me. At the same time, Disney dispatched a letter to exhibitors around the globe. Out of an abundance of caution, we recommend that you provide at your venue box office and online and at other appropriate places where your customers will see it a notice containing the following information. Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker contains several sequences with imagery and sustained flashing lights that may affect those who are susceptible to photosensitive epilepsy or have other photosensitives, Disney's letter stated. Still, Disney did release this statement saying that this movie could cause epileptic seizures, so I'll give them that much. But they're only doing this to save their wallets. Nothing else. They don't really care about what happens to these people. No doubt one of the reasons why they released this letter is because of all the bad publicity they've already had this year alone. So they're doing this in hopes that this will, boost their own public image, in hopes that more people will come to the Rise of Skywalker. For about 3% of people with epilepsy, exposure to flashing lights at certain intensities or with certain visual patterns can trigger seizures. This condition is known as photosensitive epilepsy. Flashing lights can also trigger migraines in those who are photosensitive. Disney isn't giving details as to the sequences in question. In summer 2018, Disney was criticized after concerns were raised on social media about strobe and flashing lights in Pixar's Incredibles 2 and their potential to trigger seizures or migraines. The Epilepsy Foundation posted an advisory during the film's opening weekend and urged Disney to do the same. The studio subsequently did so. Notice Disney isn't telling people which sequences will possibly cause seizure symptoms if they watch it, but they're not telling people which sequences or what minutes they should be wary and maybe wear something like glasses to protect them from the strobe effect. This time out was different. We thank Disney for reaching out to us and proactively providing information to movie theaters and moviegoers in advance of the movie's release, the Epilepsy Foundation said in Friday's post. But don't think I'm just going to rag on Disney. I do applaud them for doing the open hand approach and being honest about this for once, but still, they're only doing this so they can get our money, so don't forget that fact. The 6th episode of HBO's Watchmen recently carried a similar warning. This episode contains scenes with a strobing effect that could affect photosensitive viewers, and theme parks routinely have notices about flashing lights. Of course, as usual, they tell us when The Rise of Skywalker is going to open at theaters. Well, it looks like Disney's done everything it could to make sure they can head off any bad publicity they get in the future with anyone, falling victim to an epileptic seizure. But I still have to say they should have warned people at what times these strobing light effects will be on the movie screen at the theaters. Apparently, someone said you could use sunglasses to block the effect of such flashing light shows to lessen any effect the flashing lights will have on you. But that's just something I read from a commenter. Don't take it really seriously. because the commenter failed to mention that the sunglasses must be polarized, and they don't work all the time perfectly, so be very wary if you think sunglasses will protect you from photosensitive epilepsy. Now we're going to look at a statement from the Epileptic Foundation that they gave on this subject. The Walt Disney Studios and the Epilepsy Foundation are working together to advise photosensitive viewers to use caution when watching Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. The film contains several sequences with imagery and sustained flashing lights that may affect those with photosensitive epilepsy. We thank Disney for reaching out to us and proactively providing information to movie theaters and moviegoers in advance of the movie's release. If you or someone you know are sensitive to light, please consider the following as you make plans to watch the movie. And I must stress this, yes, make plans. Figure out how to go see this movie without risking your life. Have a friend with you, like this article is about to tell you. Have a friend there to help you in case something does happen. Ask a friend to watch the movie first. Take your friend with you when you go see the film to alert you to which scenes contain the flashing lights, so you block your eyes during those scenes. Teach your friend the 3 simple steps of seizure first aid. Stay safe side so that they can assist you if you have a seizure. Yeah, those are good words and you should all learn them if you do have photosensitive epilepsy. Now, I don't know anything about this because no one in my family has epileptic seizures, but I do care for people and I do want them to be safe, so make sure you people are going to be watching this movie in a safe manner. I'd say if you're going to watch The Rise of Skywalker, plan well in advance of seeing the movie. Make sure your friend does see it, but also, notice how they said have him tell you when the flashing sequences are going to happen. Notice that Disney didn't make any statement like that of when these are going to happen in their movie. No. They want you to go through the trouble of having your friends see it and tell you about it. That's just great, Disney. I guess you want to make your money one way or the other. For about 3% of people with epilepsy, exposure to flashing lights at certain intensities of certain visual patterns can trigger seizures. This condition is known as photosensitive epilepsy, and it's more common in children and adolescents. So parents should be doubly aware of this since their kids are more likely to have these problems with seizures if they're photosensitive. So parents of children with photosensitive epilepsy should go to www.epilepsy.com/photosensitivity to find more information on the subject and how, if they want to go see The Rise of Skywalker with their kids, how to best prepare for such an eventuality as a possible seizure while going to see The Rise of Skywalker. So yeah, I'd say follow all the instructions that the Epilepsy Foundation has, and I'm sure you'll all be safe. Now, for Disney, though, they could have written a statement telling you when you should be most wary of flashing lights. Bring a pair of polarized sunglasses and have your friend with you and make sure you're safe while watching the movie. But no, Disney just had the Epilepsy Foundation take the bulk of the work, and they didn't do anything like say when you should be wary of the flashing lights when watching the movie. That's why I said they should make a list of what times when most likely someone could suffer for it, so they could be prepared by looking at their watch or, well, iPhone. But no, Disney wants to make money, so they're not going to do anything that'll paint them in a bad light, because they want families and individuals to feel safe while coming to this movie. So they're going to be as mum about this as possible, but still tell people about what's happening because they have no choice, because they fear the bad publicity more than actually not telling anyone. Which, if they didn't tell anyone and a bunch of kids got epileptic seizures, they'd be blistered red with all the bad publicity the media would throw at them. Now, if you like this video, subscribe. Make sure you're still subscribed because YouTube is going around, well, unsubscribing people, and right now they're doing a subscriber purge, so make sure you're still subscribed. If you're watching my videos but you're not subscribed, please subscribe to me. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Read Comics They're Bad For You, then go over to BitChute and subscribe to my BitChute channel, Comic Freak. Hit that bell for notifications, hit that like button, and leave some comments down below. And if you could you please share this video share it on Twitter and share it on Facebook. Share it anywhere you think it would do the most good, because YouTube isn't going around promoting their own YouTube creators anymore, and it would really help me if you could please share this video. Now, keep checking back in future videos for more information on my own upcoming independent comic book scumdogs. I'm Chris Williams, and I'll be back again tomorrow with another video or review.